What if you only had 24 hours of life left? What if you only had 24 hours of life left? Who would you want to be around? Where would you want to go? What are some of the last conversations that you would want to have with those you love? The next 7 chapters, 13 through 19, focus in on the last 24 hours of Jesus' life. Chapters 20 and 21 focus on the resurrection. But 13 through 19 focus in on the last 24 hours of Jesus' life. What if you only had 24 hours of life left? With those you care about, with those you love. How intentional would you be? How intentional would you be with the remaining time of life that you had left? Here we have Jesus faced with that same question. Jesus has 24 hours before he utters his last words, "It is finished," and gives up his spirit. And within this 24-hour period of time, Jesus takes a moment at the very beginning of it all to step away from the table, to rise from the table, lay aside his garments, and tie a towel around his waist, and bend down to wash the feet of the disciples. And this was obviously a shock for the disciples. Washing the feet was for the least in the house. So when Jesus rose from the table and got down on his knees to wash the feet of the disciples, they were surprised. How could their Messiah, their King, their Lord, step into a place where he would humble himself to get down on his knees and wash the feet of them? These last 24 hours, if you only had 24 hours of life, how intentional would you be with your time? In verse 15, it says, "For I have given you an example, that you also should do just as I have done to you." That, yes, this is a beautiful example of Jesus showing us and reminding us of the importance of serving despite our titles, our positions, that we are all called to serve.